Hi everyone. Today I'm going to address a question that was given to me last week, and it's about the fourth time I got a question similar to this, and it's about the religion. They want to know how I can follow two religions. So I'm going to explain to you in a little more detail a little bit about myself and my religion. I was born and raised a Roman Catholic. I went all through parochial school. I was a very holy kid, as I call myself. I would go to Mass every morning with my class in Catholic school, and then we would process back to the school, and in the basement all have breakfast together because you couldn't receive communion if you had eaten anything, so breakfast was after Mass, and then I would attend my class, and I lived my life that way, all through parochial school years in grammar school. I did go to a public high school, but I did from first grade right through eighth grade go to a parochial school. So it was very, my life was very much involved around the Catholic Church. We were taught in parochial school to pray very hard, pray every day. I prayed my morning prayers and evening prayers on my knees next to my bed. I said the rosary all the time. I was just a very holy child growing up. I believed deeply in God. I loved God. My faith was always strong. It was never an issue. I didn't have a lot of questions or question God. I just took it in like a sponge, and I loved my religion. And I practiced what I was taught. I was taught to communicate with God and the saints, and I did. Pray to the angels. Pray to a loved one if they passed, and I did. And then what I found growing up, going through Catholic school, that when I would approach a priest or a nun and tell them that I would see spirit, or I would hear spirit, or I would hear the voice of God or whatever, they would tell me it wasn't good, that I wasn't connecting with a good energy, and I shouldn't do that, and I shouldn't talk about that or talk to anyone else about that because it wasn't good. So it was very confusing to me, because the very thing that the priests and nuns were teaching me and others to do was to communicate with God and the angels and saints. And then when I would say to them I did what I was told, and I would hear the voice of, which I knew to be the voice of God or the voice of Jesus, and I would see these beautiful beings in my room at night when I would pray, that they would, come into my bedroom or try to talk to me or whatever. They made me feel that it was wrong. So, it was very confusing for me, and I know it was very confusing for many others like me. When I reached my adult years, and of course it's a very long story, I wrote a book, and hopefully someday that book will be published. It's in with an editor as we speak, so I talk more about it, so I don't want to spend too much time going through all the years, but that's in a nutshell basically what it was for me. When I reached my adult years and heard about the religion of spiritualism, it was wonderful for me. I embraced that religion because spiritualism really taught everything that I knew to be true, which was that we did have the ability to communicate with people on the other side, so with loved ones on the other side, with God and the angels and saints. And for me, spiritualism follows Catholicism the way it was taught than Catholicism actually did. So that's why I embraced two religions, and I embrace two religions to this day. I will always be a Roman Catholic, always, because that's the religion of my youth, and I love the teachings of the Catholic Church. Can't say that I agree with every single one of them. I know a lot of them have been changed many times, man-made decisions and laws, so I can't say that I agree with everything. But I do believe in the sacrament of the Mass. I believe in the sacraments. I believe in the consecration of the host. That's my belief. I will always believe that and love that. But I also believe in spiritualism, okay? And the two kind of hit heads, One says that the other one is wrong, and I just don't understand that, because they both basically do the same thing. But that's neither here nor there. But I will say at this point that, so it's very easy for me to answer your question. It's very easy for me to follow both religions. It's, I proudly call myself a Catholic spiritualist because I do follow both religions. I feel very comfortable in the Catholic Church, and I feel very comfortable in the Spiritualist Church. For me, it's the Journey Within, Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. I love that church. I wish I could get there more, because it's about an hour and 15 minutes from me. My Catholic church is right down the road, so I tend to go there more often, but I love both religions and both churches. But I will say this to you. and I have said this many times before, and I'm sure I've said it in past videos. When we stand before our Creator one day, we are not going to judge ourselves or be judged according to the religion that we follow. God is not going to say to us, okay, Catholics here, spiritualists here, Jews here, Methodists here. We are not going to be lined up or judge ourselves or be judged according to the religion that we followed. We are going to, in our life review, judge ourselves on how we lived our life while we were here, how we helped one another, how we loved one another, how we didn't turn away from people who needed help, turn to people that need help. Okay, just how we lived our life. Actions speak louder than words. So, and I always used to say to my boys, I have three adult sons, and I always used to say to them, you can tell me 100 times a day that you love me. Show me in your actions. And they do. And I'm very proud of my 3 sons, and they show me and many others who circle them in life that they love them through their actions. I'm very proud of that. But actions speak louder than words. So it's the actions, it's what you do. Words don't mean anything if you can't follow up with the actions. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. I proudly call myself a Catholic spiritualist and always will. Okay? So as always, I leave you in God's love and light.